once you determine or decide to pay him great player money, that Deshaun, Rodgers, Mahomes, that world money, I need someone to tell me if they are 100% confident that the Cowboys can win, like legit win, NFC title, Super Bowl, and they believe that Dak will carry a subpar roster, because that's what happens to your roster. You mentioned Andy Dalton. Yes, Dak is better than Andy Dalton. We all know that, but by a significant margin, because he's one of the top 10, 12 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. That offense was absolutely decimated. I think the division point is very good, that you can feel confident winning a division. But at the end of the day, this comes down to, he has been good. Point to me the time, outside of the rookie year, guys, 5 years ago, it happened, no doubt. Point to me the time where you're like, oh my gosh, that is a stretch of football when Dak has been absolutely great.
Dan Orlovsky, may I interject, please? Let me be very, very clear. Number one, if you recall, when Dak Prescott, other than the 17 points they scored in the opening loss to the Los Angeles Rams to start the season, they scored 40, 31, 38. In the game he got hurt, they dropped 37.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. I'm going to bury that point, Stephen A. I'm going to bury it.
Wait a minute. My point to you is this. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys and we talk to them, what do we rave about when we talk about the Dallas Cowboys? We say that Jerry Jones is a brilliant businessman. I thought it was about winning football games, because being a brilliant businessman and being worth $5 billion as a franchise, that hasn't helped them win. A matter of fact, it's just made it more glaring that they lose. So we know they get headlines, and we know they get notoriety, and we know that they got the star on their helmets and they play in the billion-dollar playpen. But that hasn't transferred into victories, okay? With Dak Prescott on the football field, if that gives you your best chance to win, that also helps elevate his stature. And then, by the way, this is the National Football League we're talking about, so you know this better than me, Dan Orlovsky. Maybe it's not just literally about the money. Maybe he wants the money, but then he wants the license to restructure. He wants the license for you to come to him and ask him to restructure his deal or whatever. This is the National Football League. It's not like it is with the NBA or maybe even Major League Baseball, where they pay you it. That's what your money is. That's what you're getting. We'll talk next time it's time for negotiation. No, in the National Football League, they can sign you to $160 million. They can sign you to $40 million a year. And then they can come to you at a later date and say, could you restructure? Because we're trying to do this, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that. The point is, you might have a situation, because of what I highlighted in terms of how some of these quarterbacks are being treated. They want to be in a position where they have to come to you and they have to cultivate a relationship with you and make you at least somewhat of a partner in the business dealings that they're exercising, because the more money they pay you, obviously they have to deal with you, and you have to be accountable with the situation as well, as opposed to you being franchised on one-year deals or anything like this. We sign you to a long-term deal, but guess what? If we want to do certain things, now we got to come to you, which means to some degree you get to dictate what the organization does moving forward to facilitate winning. These are all things he could be thinking about, and you know that. So why not? Why shouldn't he want to be in that position? That's what I'm talking about.
No, first of all, people, I'm saying Dak should get the 34, 35, 36 world. There's a big difference between the 40 to 42 world. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you pay him 21, okay? I get your point and understanding that teams will come back to the player and say, we'll restructure. Dan. But it all comes down to what. Here's the thing. You pointed to the numbers to start this season when he did start, those 5 starts, okay? This is the point that I was going to rip out. In the first halves of those football games, Dak threw for 4 touchdowns and he had 4 turnovers. Okay, so let's not pretend like they were building these massive leads and all of a sudden everything fell apart.
But the offense was really good with Dak.
And then the second halves, when they were down multiple scores, threw for a bunch of touchdowns and 1,000 yards. Okay,
wait, Dan.
Those numbers and stats look the way they do.
Dan, the time to sign Dak to an upper middle class quarterback contract was 2 years ago.
Might have been a year ago. 2 years ago.
The time to sign him to the numbers you're talking about was a year ago. The problem now is, and where Stephen A. is actually right about this right now, the franchise tag has him at 37 this year. It all counts against the cap. Next year, it'll be 53 or 54. They can't afford it. So what they're faced with, if you're Dak and you go, well, you don't sign me now, why would I take even 40 next year? Because now, once you're a free agent, you're opened up to whatever market forces. They're not truly free because there's a cap. But every team in the league that wants a good quarterback is going to be in on the bidding. And believe me, he'll get at least 40 next year. So Jerry knows this. He knows he's been beat. He overplayed his hand here. He is going to sign Dak, and it's going to be the contract that Dak wants at this point. My prediction, 3 years and very close to $120 million.
Okay, but that goes back to my initial point. What do you want? Because Greeny did a great piece this morning. There's no player in the NFL, I think, over the last 3 or 4 years has made more money than Kirk Cousins. So yes, if that is when you get drafted into the NFL, every player's goal is to get to that second contract. We know that's happening for Dak Prescott. He learned that. So then what is the next goal? Is it to just sit here and say, well, I beat the franchise tag system, I beat the financial system, and I got more money than anybody? That's fine, but don't expect to win then. That's my point. Do not expect to get to the NFC title game or to get to the Super Bowl. Or do you want to sit there and say, I'm going to get a ton of money because I earned it.
Should they expect to win in Dallas? Stephen A. Let me just lob this up for Stephen A., please.
Take less money to keep our team together.
Dan, please let me lob this up for Stephen A. Stephen A., should Dak have any faith that the Cowboys will field a Super Bowl championship caliber team if he takes less money?
Please, he knows better. That's the bottom line. And here's the deal. At the end of the day, you can sign him to the dollars. And then you just have to go to him to restructure when you want to do something in the future, and he'd have to be complicit in your dealings. Easy. That's all. That's it. It seems like they don't want Dak to have cachet. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.